Title: The Immortal Shadow King. Pushpin Chapter 2: The Return of the Shadow King. 10 years had passed since Rain Astral was cast into the Valley of Darkness. In that time, he had become a legend, his name whispered in fear and awe across the kingdom. Now, emerging from the shadows of his past, he returned not as the boy who had once been betrayed, but as the immortal Shadow King, the strongest being to ever walk the earth. His journey of transformation had been long and brutal, but the power he now wielded was beyond anyone's imagination. No longer just a victim of his own curse, Rain had learned to master his eternal shadow, bending it to his will in ways no one had thought possible. His shadow, once a symbol of his torment, had become a weapon, an extension of his very soul. Rain's first act upon returning was to exact the vengeance that had burned in his heart for the past decade. The Holy Knights, the very order responsible for the slaughter of his family, awaited him in their grand citadel. These knights, once seen as paragons of justice, were nothing more than puppets of the Emperor's cruelty. Without a word, Rain stepped into their fortress. His mere presence sent chills through the air as the light around him seemed to flicker and die. In an instant, he unleashed his power. With a single wave of his hand, the Holy Knights, the most elite warriors in the kingdom, fell, their bodies crumbling to dust as their very shadows were consumed by Rain's darkness. The curse of the eternal shadow had manifested in a way no one had anticipated. Rain could now control the shadows of those he had slain. As each knight fell, their shadows bent to his will, becoming his loyal servants. The once mighty warriors of the Holy Order were reduced to mere extensions of his dark power, their souls trapped within the very shadows that defined them. Rain stood victorious, but his heart was not filled with triumph. As he gazed upon the fallen knights, he couldn't help but wonder, was this the price of his power? The more he embraced the shadows, the more he felt his humanity slipping away. But one thing was certain, he was no longer the hunted. He was the immortal Shadow King, and the kingdom would soon know the true cost of crossing him.